So I really want to hear from you because, there's a video on here, and it's the discussion I had last year. And I've had this discussion a few times with a few different intakes, and last year was the first year we recorded it, and that's why I shared it. I truly believe I'm here today because of one very special teacher in my life that basically took the training wheels off my education. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I graduated with an A average, okay? A in physics, A in math, A in chemistry, A in English, A in social studies, A in French, okay? I got one B because I got frustrated with my lab technician class and I didn't show up for about a week. And my science teachers basically said, screw this guy, I'm giving him a B, even though he knew I was an A student. So when you see my transcript, there's like one B for lab technician because I didn't show up for about a week and I didn't tell the teacher. But I graduated with an A average, and I can tell you to this day I hated school. Like, hate is a strong word. I hated school. I remember being in grade 6. I remember to this day being in grade 6 and going, why the hell am I learning about the Mayans? I don't care about the Mayans. I will never need to know about the Mayans. And to this day, the only thing that I say about the Mayans is that I hated learning about them. I've never had to use that information. I've never had to implement it. No one's ever asked me about the Mayans. And even if someone talks about the Mayans, I'm like, I don't care about the Mayans. I don't even remember what I learned. All I remember is I had to study for tests, and so I studied for tests. And so my point is I got very good at gaming the system. I'll give you an example, okay? This is how a smart person realizes to do the minimum amount of work to get good grades. I never did homework, and I could get away with it because when it came time to take a test, I could study for about 2-3 days before the test, and I could ace the test because I'm smart. I'm not special, but I'm smart. So I learned not to do homework. I just didn't do homework. Teachers that checked homework, I knew I had to do homework. Teachers that didn't check homework, I didn't do homework. There was a math teacher that we had. That math teacher allowed students to rewrite tests, okay? So you would learn the work. She wouldn't check homework, so I wouldn't do homework. She would let you take the test. If you failed the test, you could retake the test. And when you retake the test, if you got 100%, she would give you 100%. So what did I do? I never did homework, and I purposefully failed the test so I could see what's on the test, and then I would take the next test, and I'd get, 90%, 95%. Okay? Now, I couldn't do it every time, because if you're going to be a criminal, be a smart criminal, okay? Don't be a dumb criminal. So my point is that I learned. I didn't take shop class, even though I found cars fascinating, because I was afraid I would get a low mark. I didn't take cooking because I knew that cooking wasn't going to be helpful for university, even though to this day I really enjoy cooking. And I actually have taught myself how to do cooking. Okay? I didn't take it in high school because it wouldn't help me in university. My point is that when we create these artificial, you get an A, you get a B, oh, you get this, you get that, people start to just focus on the system instead of focus on learning, okay? So I had a teacher. His name was Bill Henderson. I am in contact to this day. My son, his second name is Henderson, okay? His name is Lawson Henderson Ewell because this teacher changed my life. I was in grade 9, and I went into his class, and he basically said, what do you want to learn? I mean, what do you mean what I want to learn? You tell me what I want to learn. He's like, no, what do you want to learn? I'm like, I don't know. It's like, okay, well, just hang out then. I'm like, what do you mean just hang out? Like, aren't you going to give me any work? No, if you don't want to learn, then I guess you can just stay in here and I'll fail you. I'm like, well, I don't want to fail. Well, then what do you want to learn? I don't. And like, we went like around and around like that for a day or two. Then finally, like, okay, well, I get to just decide what I want to learn. So, I learned, I was doing chroma keying, okay, green screen. I was doing compositing, okay, this is back in the land of VHS. I learned to edit on a VHS tape system. My best friend was an animator, a 3D animator in 1993, okay? He was 16 years old and he was a 3D animator. He actually got hired at the age of 17 into one of the very first, it's called Reboot. It's a computer graphics. It was one of the very first CG animated cartoons in the world, like daily, weekly, monthly, you know, like every week they're pushing out an episode. It's called Reboot. If you look it up, it was one of the very first CG cartoon TV shows. He got hired at 17 years old out of high school. They actually had trouble. His parents had to sign his contract because he was not an adult. He was 17. And the reason he got hired is because out of high school, he was just as talented as people coming out of university. And why? Because his teacher, Bill Henderson, said, what do you want to learn? And he wanted to learn 3D animation, okay? So a lot of times when I'm standing up in front of you and talking about this stuff, a lot of times I'm actually kind of recalling back to my experience in high school in Bill Henderson's class. Because obviously, we have to work within the system. This is Rwanda Polytechnic, okay? Rwanda Polytechnic, you're gonna get a registration link. It's coming. They're still working on it. You're gonna be a student. You're gonna get a certificate if you complete the courses. We're gonna give you some tests to prove that we're assessing your skill level, okay? But that piece of paper doesn't really mean much to me, okay? Yes, it's a piece of paper that says you attended Africa Digital Media Academy in video production, in live streaming, in production, in post-production. Like, it means something, but the experience that you're gonna have here is really up to you. And the reason it's up to you is because I don't know you all that well. I don't know what your passion is. I don't know what you wanna learn. We're gonna learn the basics all together, but then beyond that, the world is your oyster, okay? And if I can help you learn it, I might not teach it to you, but if I can help you learn it, get you a tutorial, pair you up with a graduate, get you a room where you can practice something, we'll do everything in our power to get you to learn that, okay? But I want you to know that I'm not going to be pushing you hard. Like, I'm going to be like, okay, you know, people aren't showing up. I need to figure out, like, you know, there aren't 20 people in this room right now. You've probably noticed that. At some point at the end of this week or beginning of next week, I'm going to look at attendance and I'm going to be like, okay, who's showing up? Who's not showing up? Do you want to be here? It sounds negative, but it's just the way it is. But you are here and you want to learn, and I want to help you learn. And I want to do this together, and I want you to be excited. I want you to be excited to come to ADMA, you know? But that excitement also comes with responsibility. So that's why discussions like this, you know, it's not just a game. It's like, you know, what are you going to do with each other to make sure this works? You know, what are you going to do? And I hope you do a lot, because when you do a lot, you'll see a lot of success. And I hope, you know, we're going to have some graduates come in tomorrow. They are former volunteers. They're former students. There's going to be more graduates coming in. I had, you know, more people lined up, and they're just busy, and they couldn't make it. They had to reschedule. There might be more people next week. And I hope that ADMA's results come from the environment we create. So, and you're the ones that are in it this time. So I hope you take advantage of it. Exploit it, I guess. Exploitation, is that, I'm not sure what is that what the exploitation means? Yeah? So make the most of it, yeah? And I hope you're excited. Yeah. Arcel, yes. Yeah? You want to go over to the mic?
I want to tell you, probably don't know about it. When I came to ADMA for the first time, I never ever had a chance to play with Premiere Pro. Never ever touched camera. I just learned it because I wanted to come and then do an interview. So I lied. For the first time I came, I lied. I never told you about it. When I got here, I had to work hard, to edit. I had to push myself. Nobody told me you have to do this. I just came, I saw everybody else were doing good. I was the only one who was sitting like this. And I said, I'm going to work hard. I used to use my phone, shoot some stuff, and go edit. When others are having some stories, I sit on computer and then edit. I did the green screen video. I never showed it to you because it was bad. I did many videos. I pushed myself and I did 2 music videos. I did commercial videos. At the end, after ADMA time, I really did something great. And I was novice, but at the end, I was someone who can do amazing stuff. So I pushed myself. It's not how about they tell you to do stuff. It's about how you tell yourself, how you push yourself, like the desire, what you want to be, what you want. Like I never, ever took my time before in my career. I would say like before ADMA, I never had the dream that I would become an editor or videographer. But when COVID came, I was like, oh, maybe I should go back to school. And then I came. One day I'll show you what I did. You don't know about it, but I was the last in our class. I knew nothing. Whenever we were having some stories, Gaga would say I use Lightroom, I'd say I use Photoshop, and I'm like, what is Photoshop? What is Lightroom? But after that, I go home and I watch on YouTube, write some videos, and then edit myself. I can tell you, nobody came to me and say, you need to do this effect now. You need to do something like this. I just watched tutorials that you gave us, and then I taught myself how to edit. Here I am, and I did it. So you guys can do it as long as you want. You need to push yourself and always be on front.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know, maybe lied a strong word, maybe just didn't reveal the entire truth of your experience or skill set. But I mean, every person that's in this room right now, sitting here as a student, there was something that Kevin L. Lee and myself thought there's potential in you, okay? We chose you because we thought there's potential. Some people had more experience than others, but every single person, you're here because we thought you're a good choice for ADMA. So, so you're here for a reason. And it's I'm really happy you're here, and yeah, I just this first week is really about trying to kind of smash your expectations and smash, you know, your kind of mindset about education. That's the goal of this week. It's just kind of to like change a little bit the way you think, because people that are still stuck in traditional education do not do well at ADMA. I can tell you that right now. It happens. Some people just, they want to be given all the assignments. They want to be assessed on all the tests. They want to be given the path that they have to walk down, and they don't really get that. Like what they get is, okay, we'll do these tutorials, and then they do them, and then they're like, now what? And like, we'll do a project. I'm like, well, which project, right? Like I was when I was in grade 9. Like, tell me what I need to do. We'll tell you a little bit what you need to do, but a lot of it is up to you. So that's what this first week's about. Be ready for much more hands-on stuff next week. Don't worry, it's coming. The last thing is so yeah, so please post in here if you have any thoughts about what you're going to do. In the announcements here, I've posted, please be here before 1 p.m. tomorrow, yeah? Hamim and Roger are success stories, very recent success stories, and I think they're going to give you some insight into the ADMA experience. And Arcel, are you available tomorrow? Are you around tomorrow? And Cedric, are you around tomorrow? Yeah. So we're going to ask the current volunteers to be here as well, so that it's the current volunteers, the ones that were just recently volunteers that are now in the industry, and you all in a room, and you're going to get to know probably some ADMA secrets, maybe a few stories, and hopefully at the end of it, then it's 100% ready to go on Monday. So that's tomorrow. That's the focus.